Greetings and welcome to this episode of Caribbean Ecology, exploring the flora and fauna occupying horticultural space landscape in Barbados, an essential part of the island's culture and tourism. I am your host, Dr. William Anderson Gittins, DD. I am broadcasting from the stunning island of Barbados, and in this episode, we'll delve into the intriguing world of Icronia crassipes, a botanical paradox that has both supporters and detractors, despite being one of the world's most aggressive, invasive weeds. Also known as the water hyacinth, this plant is both loved and hated on the stunning island of Barbados, where ecology, culture, and visual storytelling converge. At first glance, the water hyacinth may appear to be nothing more than a beautiful aquatic plant with its vibrant lavender to pink flowers and glossy symmetrical leaves. The ambient nature, songs of birds and wind create a serene and lovely songscape. Despite the complex genre of ecological harm, cultural meaning, and scientific intricacy concealed beneath its aesthetic appeal. Icronia crassipes, that originated in South America's Amazon basin and has spread throughout the world, according to ScienceDirect.com. Ecology crassipes, also known as water hyacinth, is an invasive aquatic plant that can be found in many Caribbean islands, including Aruba, Barbados, Cuba, Curacao, Dominica Republic, Guadeloupe, Haiti, Jamaica, Martinique, Puerto Rico, St. Lucia, Virgin Islands US, and USGS. Nevertheless, according to nas.er.usgs.gov, it has become an invasive species in Barbados, where it is significantly changing the native freshwater habitats. However, why is this plant so disruptive? And why do we still find significance in its existence despite its annoyance? To answer these questions, let's take a closer look at the water hyacinth's biology. Its broad, glossy leaves float on the surface of fresh water bodies. These leaves create dense mats that can block sunlight, preventing underwater plants from thriving. In addition to that, the plant reproduces at an alarming rate through stolons and prolific seed production, causing its population to explode under favorable conditions. Sullivan and Wood, 2012, Dickinson and Royer, 2014. This rapid spread can choke waterways, leading to reduced water flow, which affects the local fish populations and disrupts entire ecosystems. Gopal, 1987, Villamag, and Murphy, 2010. For farmers and fisheries, the dense mats of water hyacinth obstruct boats and can even damage water-based equipment, creating economic challenges. But water hyacinth isn't just a villain in the story. For those of us who see the world through an interdisciplinary lens, its presence can also be viewed as a symbol of resilience and environmental tension. In my work, I've explored how the plant's striking purple and yellow floral motifs, as well as its symmetrical leaf arrangement, evoke visual harmony. These elements carry cultural significance in Barbados, offering a deeper understanding of the island's relationship with nature and colonial history. Gatton and Thuy, 2019. As I explore in my book, Caribbean Ecology, Gittins 2026, Icronia crassipes reflects themes of resilience, environmental tension, and the complex cultural narratives tied to the colonial and natural histories of the Caribbean. It's a plant that grows swiftly, seemingly uncontrollably, much like the forces of colonialization that have shaped this region. But it's also a plant that endures much like the Caribbean people. Etymologically, the name Iconia crassipis reveals more than taxonomy. It tells a story. The species Iconia crassipis pays tribute to the 19th century Peruvian Joan Ecron 1779 to 1856, whose achievements or impact in botanical research during that time. Persian Joan Ecron 1779-1856, whose achievements or impact in botanical research during that time reflected European botanical naming customs. Simpson 2006. The Latin species name crispes means thick-footed, referring to the plant's enlarged bulbous petioles that provide buoyancy. Home et al. 1977, flowers.org.uk. Beyond its cultural symbolism, the water hyacinth's rapid growth presents real ecological challenges. Researchers have attempted various management strategies to control its spread, including the introduction of biological control agents like neochitin weevils, which feed on the plant and help reduce its population. Center et al. 2002. However, the search for sustainable solutions doesn't stop there. Recent studies are investigating the potential applications of water hyacinth in bioremediation, using the plant's ability to absorb toxins and nutrients from polluted water for environmental cleanup. Patel, 2012. Some are even looking at ways to use water hyacinth in wastewater treatment, agricultural applications, and medicine, which speaks to the plant's complex role in both disrupting and potentially healing our ecosystems. Bello et al. 2023, ZX et al. 2023. This brings us to an important question. How do we balance the environmental risk of invasive species and their potential benefits? Iconia crassipis exemplifies this duality. On the one hand, it presents a serious ecological threat. On the other, it offers opportunities for resourcefulness and innovation. The story of this plant in Barbados and across the globe highlights the need for an integrated approach to managing invasive species, one that includes both scientific innovation and cultural awareness. In my work, it should be noted this historical perspective ties the plant's botanical classification to a legacy of colonialism and European intellectual dominance. But beyond the scientific and historical aspects, water hyacinth also finds its place in the cultural and spiritual fabric of Barbados. As a symbol of disruption, growth, and resilience, it carries deep theological meaning. In biblical teachings, plants like water hyacinth serve as metaphors for divine provision and human responsibility. Matthew 6, 28-29. They remind us that even in the face of environmental challenges, we have the ability to respond, adapt, and steward our natural resources. In conclusion, because I've studied marine science at New Jersey City University, I am an enthusiastic horticulturalist, even if I'm not a botanist. Thanks to the research lens, I've learned that Iconia crassipis, or water hyacinth, is more than just an ecological problem. This plant, often seen as an invasive nuisance holds fascinating insights into ecosystem dynamics and potential issues in environmental management. My education has deepened my appreciation for such species, highlighting the interconnectedness of aquatic and terrestrial life, and inspiring me to explore horticulture with a scientific curiosity and environmental responsibility. It embodies the intersection of culture, science, and spirituality in the Caribbean. By understanding its role in both ecological disruption and cultural symbolism, we can approach the management of invasive species in a way that acknowledges the complexity of our relationship with the natural world. The water hyacinth, occupying horticultural space in Barbados, is more than an invasive species. It is an aesthetic subject, a cultural symbol, and an ecological challenge. By examining its etymology, color, symmetry, and impact, we uncover a deeper narrative, one that bridges science, art, and spirituality. Through interdisciplinary engagement, we are reminded that even the most problematic elements of our environment can offer insight, beauty, and meaning. If you'd like to dive deeper into the subject, be sure to check out my book, Caribbean Ecology, copyright 2026, ISBN 978-976-97903-7. Gittins 2026, and publication 455 on independent.academia.edu. William Gittins. Thank you for joining me on this journey today. Until next time, I am Dr. William Anderson Gittins, DD, and this has been Caribbean Ecology. God bless.